Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to another episode of Have a Knife Day. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks. I think it's been closer to a month since I posted anything. My collection of Rough Ryder knives has continued to grow. However, due to time constraints, I haven't really had time to post. So I hope you enjoy this installment. I'll try to do another one as quickly as possible, maybe even another one yet this week. This week I'd like to talk to you about the Rough Ryder Classic Carbon Bow Trapper. You'll see it right there in the foreground. It's in the middle of your screen. I recently purchased this knife and was very anxiously anticipating its arrival. And when it arrived and I was able to finally look at the knife and hold the knife, it's the first time I've ever had a bow trapper. This pattern's very unique, and I tell you the truth, I was not disappointed. This was a very well put together knife. Smoky Mountain Knife Works has the exclusive rights with Rough Ryder, and it has T10 carbon steel blades, nickel silver bolsters, plastic covers that are meant to resemble the old time ivory covers that you would see on a lot of old school knives. It's got the diamond double R shield, stainless steel back springs, and brass pins and brass liners. So much of the materials that you would expect to find in a high quality, more expensive knife. These knives are made in China. If you're just tuning into Rough Ryder for the first time, they are imported from a Chinese-made factory that used to produce knives for the Colt brands. So I have found these knives to be intermittently of fine quality. In other words, it's not consistent, but if you are willing to take a chance and lay down a few bucks, you might be pleasantly surprised. I have a few of them that have come that have been somewhat disappointing, and one of which I have already contacted Smoky Mountain Knife Works in regards to, and they have stood behind their return policy, and they said that I could return the knife for a replacement. Haven't mailed it in yet. I anticipate taking a trip to Smoky Mountain Knife Works in October, so I'll return it and deal with them in person rather than through the mail. But they do have a lifetime warranty with them. It's a great warranty, and I don't want to continue to pound on the it's a great value for the money proposition. If you've looked at any Rough Ryder knives, or if you've looked at any videos on YouTube, that is something that's said over and over and over and over. But I did like, I can't remember who stated it. Someone recently posted, and I believe it was in the Rough Ryder Blades group on Facebook, that we need to get away from the it's a good knife for the money and just come around to, is it a good knife or is it not a good knife? It doesn't really matter how much money you spent for it. Whether you spent $15, $55, or $155, really what it boils down to is it a good knife? Now, with that, I would expect the consistency to be higher in regards to whether it's a good knife or not from a company that you pay a lot more for the product. In other words, if I ordered a knife from Case and there was a problem with it, I would be surprised, and I would expect that the return or replacement would be very simple. Now, Smoky Mountain Knife Works have stood behind theirs in much the same way that Case has. However, the consistency and the quality hasn't been the same, but it is a fraction of the price. So for me, I'm willing to take a chance. I've been enjoying these. I've been enjoying collecting these. It's kind of nice to collect several patterns and several different cover types and not have to spend a ton of money. If money's tight for you, this would be a good option. All right, back to the review of the bow trapper. Now, when I received this, I opened it up, I held it in my hand, and immediately I could tell that I was going to like it. I did like the curved shape of the serpentine shape of the body, and I liked how it felt in hand. Dropped it in my pocket after I was done looking at the blades just to see how it would feel in pocket. And it probably is going to depend on the pants that you're wearing or the shorts that you're wearing, whether you're going to find it to be comfortable or not. I found that with smaller pockets and potentially tighter fitting pants, it wasn't nearly as comfortable. It wanted to lay at the bottom of my pocket across my thigh, and it wasn't very pleasant. But when I had on looser fitting pants with bigger pockets, I didn't notice it very much, and it was kind of nice. In fact, it rode better than a standard straight trapper did. And I also enjoyed the fact that the blade stock was thicker and bigger, and from edge to the top than what you would find on a standard trapper. It just looks like a beefier knife. When I received it, I took it out of the box and I looked it over, and I noticed no immediate defects. I eventually noticed one small gap between the back springs. I don't know if we're going to be able to pick it up here, but it was towards the end cap. And but other than that, there was no proud pins. The covers fit nicely on the sides. There was good transition from the covers to the end cap and the bolster. The blades had great sharpness to them. I've been really impressed with this T10 carbon steel. There was great walk and talk. You can hear there the snap as it closes. No half stops on this one. A little bit of a disappointment, but that's okay. And it just had a great feel in hand, and it just looked really nice. This was one of the fun features about it that you don't really often see. If you'll notice that little gap there on the end, that's not a mistake. That was put in there on purpose. It's a somewhat hidden attachment for a lanyard. So if that's something you're into, if you feel like you want to attach a lanyard to this, sometimes people might want to put a lanyard on it so that they can keep the lanyard sticking up out of their pocket. It makes it easier to draw up out of the pocket, and then it also keeps the knife in the up and down position rather than allowing it to go sideways in your pocket, so it might ride a little more comfortably. Haven't really tried it with the lanyard on it yet. I have found that mostly I just enjoy carrying it in my pocket. The quality in regards to these Rough Ryder classic carbon blades, the quality has been really good, consistently really good. So I have been really impressed with them. I'm not a huge fan of the yellow covers on the side, the yellow side covers, but the quality has been consistently better with these than with some of the other series that they're running. And so I have not been afraid. If there was a pattern that came up that I was interested in, I've not been afraid to order one of these. They do soon, the ones with the slant R bolsters and the pinched bolsters, those seem to have a in my opinion, and I'm going to underline that, in my opinion, they seem to have a higher quality than some of the other knives that I have come across in this series, or I'm sorry, in the different patterns. So if you're on the fence about this one, I say get off the fence and get one. This pattern was designed by Andy Armstrong of Smoky Mountain Knife Works, so shout out to Andy, and I really appreciate what you're doing for promoting the knives, and also in regards to the brand, and keep up the good work. So this has been a great time with you. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, like and share it, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll know when new videos come out. And thanks once again. This has been Have a Knife Day, and I hope you do have a knife day.